Basically every day there's a new ridiculous chapter in this saga of Elon Musk seemingly accidentally taking ownership of Twitter. We've reached one of, I think, the most inevitable parts of this, represented by this tweet from Elon Musk. Twitter has had a massive drop in revenue due to activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with content moderation, and we did everything we could to appease the activists. Extremely messed up. They're trying to destroy free speech in America. So similar to Marjorie Greene, if you choose to not give money to someone in the future, that is now anti-free speech. Seems to me like that's what free speech is, not being forced to pay someone. They don't want to advertise, so they're not advertising. That's basically how that is supposed to work. Every other part of his tweet is untrue, except that apparently their revenue is dropping. Nothing has changed with content moderation. What are you talking about? You fired almost all of the people in charge of content moderation and platform safety and security. You've made clear in all of your constant replies to every right-wing grifter on Twitter that there is going to be a change. You've tried to ingratiate yourself into the right wing month after month after month. People are accurately reading that. And also, by the way, what part of appeasing the activists would you call you spreading a conspiracy theory about Paul Pelosi being attacked because of a gay prostitution meetup gone wrong? That sends a pretty strong signal to like GM and Disney that this might not be a place they want to spend millions of dollars. But anyway, look, he wants money. I now want him to lose all of his money. I think a lot of people agree with that, and this is a funny way to achieve that. I do love some of the replies to his tweet. The Veil tweet, quote retweeted his "You get what you pay for." You paid for it, buddy. This is what you're getting. And I do love BW Carlin's, we're all trying to find the guy who did this. Dude, you wanted everyone to have an opinion about you. You, like Trump, were desperate for people to know who you were. Well, now they have an opinion of you. And it's bad because you're the worst. And so I love to see this happen. Brett, what do you think?
So Twitter is always been a unprofitable company for two reasons. One, just like the pressure of capitalism for everything to also expand. But two, it just didn't really have a business model that could rival. It had a business model, but couldn't execute it like the other big companies. But even then, they were getting revenue. How much worse do you have to be at business to sink a sunken ship? That's exactly what he's doing. And he's going in and it is already insane that people think of Elon Musk as anyone's man of the people. Mm-hmm. That is the biggest, we're talking Satanism from the beginning of the show. The biggest trick the devil ever pulled is convincing Republicans that their leaders are of the people. But Elon Musk saying, I don't know how this happened, is the most elitist statement because he's calling everybody stupid. We all know what it is. And it's dealing with like these stupid people who say they're libertarian and they're not even that. They're just trying to make crypto cash.
Yep.
That's all it is. And it's gonna be like he used Twitter to pump and dump other stuff. Now he owns Twitter, so he's gonna pump and dump himself.
He will. Yeah, exactly. No, he might try to make back some of that money by convincing his followers to buy crypto that he then sells, thus taking their money. He's done it before. It never bothered his followers when he, impoverished them. Maybe he'll do that some more. I don't know. But anyway, other bit of news, he has started the mass firings. Remember, like the news came out that he was going to cut 75% of Twitter staff, and then he said that's not true. I'm not actually going to do that. Well, he's firing like half of Twitter staff. So I guess for right now, that's kind of true, sort of. Anyway, he despises workers. That's always been clear. Anyway, many of them are now filing a class action lawsuit because you cannot just summarily fire thousands of people. There are federal and state laws against that he is either willingly or ignorantly violating. And so there is a class action lawsuit. I'm gonna leave you because we have to get to our garbage people. The issues with moderation or with advertisements and stuff like that, that's all a reason to be worried about the future of Twitter. The fact that he so obviously misunderstands what the point of verification is, he has a complete lacking of social intelligence. There's a lot of reasons to be worried about him being in charge of Twitter. But I want to leave you with the sort of thoughts that I think a lot of people have begun to raise. Okay, so imagine a Masa Amini situation happens in China. They take a pro-democracy activist into prison and crack his skull open, and he dies. Popular uprising starts against the Chinese government, organized around a couple of hashtags. And China tells Elon Musk, if you don't block every single one of these, you can no longer sell Teslas in China. What happens then? Or in Iran, or in India, or in many of the other places where there's no equivalent of the First Amendment, and the governments have often cracked down on social media against a number of different activist groups. He desperately wants to sell his cars in these countries, and he desperately wants every penny of his wealth. So what happens then? Tune in to find out, I guess.
They've already gotten away with so many betrayals of their purported value system.
Yeah,
that this would just be another one that he'd say, well, China actually, I mean, there are already people who are like, Putin's got a point when he invades, Ukraine.
Yeah,
they're gonna convince you that China is good, which is gonna be hilarious because the state runs everything there.
Yeah, well, but the right used to despise Russia, and now they think it's the best thing ever. They want to see them crush Ukraine, so you can make that little switcheroo. Anyway, we will find out. We'll be continuing to watch this. I'm not paying for it, by the way. And honestly, I wish that Twitter would literally just burn down. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll try to learn TikTok or something. I don't know. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is, so you don't miss anything.